RVBN, the Rich Video Blog Network, home to weekly NFL predictions, great personality profiles about sports stars, professional wrestlers and actresses and actors, and TV personalities, sports video blogs about the NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball, and the NFL, professional wrestling video blogs including tag teams, angles, storylines, characters, and former pay-per-view results. Entertainment video blogs including movie reviews, television shows, and radio, television, and cable networks, and MBTA video blogs. Collection of my work from 2014 on is on Facebook and YouTube, RVBN, Belleville, Massachusetts. Good evening, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your second and final video blog of the night for Thursday, November 23rd, 2016, around 7:22 in the evening in Belleville, Massachusetts. It was a mix of rain and snow showers today, some glimpses of the sun, but a very cool day, only about 42, 43 degrees. Tomorrow's going to be a little bit better, about 45. Some news to report on the RVBN Newswire. The Detroit Lions beat the Minnesota Vikings by the score of 16-13 in the first NFL game on Thanksgiving today. The Lions are in first place in the NFC North. The Lions always play good on Thanksgiving. The Vancouver Canucks re-signed defenseman Ben Hutton to a 2-year contract extension worth $5.6 million. Sad news to report in the world of baseball. Former Major League Baseball pitcher Dave Ferris, nicknamed Boo, passed away at the age of 95. Boo Ferris was on the 1946 Red Sox American League pennant team. So prayers to his family in his time of need. That's about it on news from the RVBN Newswire. Be back in a flash with my third and final video blog of the night. Will be about the Undertaker's run in the WWE 1990 through 1996, the original Deadman era. Get out. You're so sweet cause they're cute. The more the merrier. Go find something to do. This action will not be tolerated at BMHS. That was humor. You're gonna be serving hard time, punk. Want to put a wage on that, Richie? I know. I'm doing good. Whoa, Nelly. Oh my God. And business is about to pick up. Great video quotes only on RVBN, Belleville, Massachusetts. I'm back. My second and final video blog subject of the night is about the Undertaker. The Undertaker has had a long and illustrious career in the WWE. It started in 1990. This video blog is going to go from 1990 through 1996 era of the Undertaker, the original Deadman era. The Undertaker was wrestled a few years prior, before becoming the Undertaker, as Mean Mark Callis in WCW, and the Master of Pain and the Punisher in Texas and in Memphis. He had some decent success, but he wasn't a wrestling superstar. But when he came to the WWE, he got an awesome gimmick. It was The Undertaker, originally called Kane the Undertaker. He made his debut at Survivor Series 1990 as the mystery partner for the $1 Million Team, captained by Ted DiBiase, and it had Witham and Bruce, the Honky Tonk Man, Greg the Hammer Valentine. They faced off against the Dream Team, captained by Dusty Rhodes, and was Coco Beware and the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart. The Undertaker dominated in the match by eliminating Coco Beware with the tombstone and beating Dusty Rhodes eventually got counted out of the ring, but it didn't matter because The Undertaker made his presence felt. And when he wrestled on TV, he was dominating. He would walk the top rope, walking it with such amazing feet. Shades of the Spoiler, a famous mass wrestler. He just, dominated them with choke slams and pinning them 1, 2, 3 on the house show circuit around late 1990, early 1991. The Undertaker beat Tugboat, another big man, easily. And The Undertaker was a very big heel. And he dressed like an Undertaker. Brother Love was originally his manager. He managed him for about 3 months. Undertaker made his WWE second appearance on a WWE pay-per-view at Royal Rumble 1991, but strangely enough, he got eliminated by Hawk and Animal, the Legion of Doom. Eventually, Brother Love sold the contract to The Undertaker to Paul Bell, who was Percy Pringle in World Class / UWA and the other southern regional territories. Percy Pringle had blonde hair, but he dyed his hair pure jet black, and he played the role as Paul Bearer, his manager. And Percy Pringle in real life, William Moody, was a real life morticianer. And The Undertaker's first match at WrestleMania 7, he beat Superfly, the original theme easily with the Tombstone Pile Driver. Snuka at that time was just a JTTS job to the stars. The Undertaker's first major feud in the WWE was with the Ultimate Warrior. And on edition of Superstars Wrestling, during the funeral parlor, the Ultimate Warrior was threatening Paul Bearer, and out of the casket comes the Undertaker. Undertaker attacks the Ultimate Warrior, beats him up, and slams him into a casket. He and Paul Bearer walk out, and it took several WWE officials, like the suits, the agents, we call them producers, took them 7-8 minutes to get the casket open. And the Undertaker was out. The Warrior was out cold, and this made the Undertaker was a major heel on house shows. The Warrior dominated the Undertaker, beating him kind of easily, even in body bag matches. But it wasn't on television, so if it wasn't on television, it didn't happen. Undertaker then beat up preliminary wrestlers, the jobbers, on television, using body bags, and then afterwards crushing them, getting a lot of heel heat. But the fans were starting to cheer this guy, and he was, even though he was a heel, a quarter of the percent of the fans were cheering him, because even though he's a bad guy, he looks very, very cool. In the summer of 1991, in a non-televised match after a television taping of Superstars of Wrestling at the Worcester Center, The Undertaker got his first title shot at Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan beat The Undertaker. It was one of those Hulk Hogan typical title defenses, but the fans were continuing to cheer The Undertaker. In the fall of 1991, The Undertaker formed an alliance with Jake the Snake Roberts, and they teamed up together on house shows to face off against Macho Man Randy Savage and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Also, The Undertaker was feuding with Sid Justice during this time period on house shows, and The Undertaker was continuing to dominate preliminary wrestlers on television. And then he beat Kerry Von Erich and Greg the Ham Valentine. And the main event at Survivor Series 1991 was announced. It was Hulk Hogan in the Greatest Challenge, putting up the WWE Championship against The Undertaker. And this was about a 20-minute match, back and forth. Ending had interference by Paul Bearer and the 16-time World Heavyweight Champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair. Nature Boy Ric Flair throws a chair into the ring when the referee wasn't looking, being distracted by Paul Bearer, The Undertaker tombstones Hulk Hogan on it. 1, 2, 3. The Undertaker's a new WWE champion, but WWE President Jack Tunney orders a rematch 6 days later at a like second pay-per-view called Tuesday in Texas. During those 6 days, as champion, The Undertaker beat the British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith on some house shows. So he was still champion until that Tuesday in Texas match, when interference by Ric Flair and Jack Tunney was at ringside. Hulk Hogan hit Ric Flair with a chair. It's also knocked down Jack Tunney, and The Undertaker was trying to interfere, but Hogan punched Paul Bearer, and he threw the ashes until The Undertaker's eyes rose up for the 1, 2, 3. Hulk Hogan's the WWE champion for the 4th time, but it was not meant to be a long title reign because they vacated the title a few days later and put it up in the Royal Rumble 1992 for the WWE Championship, 30 men, with Hogan and Undertaker, the last 2 remaining WWE champions. They got numbers between number 20 and 30. Also around this time period, The Undertaker on house shows were losing pretty bad matches to Rowdy Piper, which was very, very unbelievable, because Piper was only a part-time wrestler at this point. I don't know why Piper was beating The Undertaker in body bag matches. It was substituting for Sid Justice, who was, injured. Maybe they wanted the crowds to come because Piper was a legend back then. At Royal Rumble 1992, The Undertaker was in the Royal Rumble first, but then Hogan comes up the next number, eliminates The Undertaker. And also, the fans were continuing to cheer The Undertaker, even though it was heel, but Vince McMahon said he had to turn The Undertaker face because the cheers for all of his matches on television were getting popping like crazy, and they couldn't edit that out. So they changed him face. The face turn started when Jake the Snake Roberts was going to hit Miss Elizabeth and Randy Macho Man Savage with a chair at the end of Saturday night's main event, but The Undertaker stops him, pulls the chair from Jake the Snake Roberts, and Savage beats up Jake the Snake Roberts. And then a couple weeks later on the funeral parlor, Jake the Snake Roberts asked The Undertaker which side is he on. And The Undertaker says, "Not yours." Jake the Snake Roberts throws the urn into the casket, and The Undertaker gets locked. His hands get locked. And then then Jake the Snake DDTs Paul Bearer, and then beats The Undertaker up with a chair, but The Undertaker no-sells it. And then they have a match at WrestleMania 8, Jake the Snake Roberts against The Undertaker. It was an awesome match. The Undertaker wins by tombstoning Jake the Snake Roberts on the floor and puts him in the ring for the 1, 2, 3. Undertaker now fully informed as a face, and then for the next few years he continues the deadman gimmick. Facing off against a lot of characters, including the Berserker, who was famous for Husk, managing by Mr. Fuji. They have a televised match on WWE Superstars. The Berserker was attacked The Undertaker. He was going to try to impale him with his sword, but The Undertaker ducks. Berserker pile drives The Undertaker on the floor a couple of times, but The Undertaker gets up, no sells a thing, and on house shows The Undertaker dominates the Berserker. And then at SummerSlam 1992, The Undertaker faces off against Kamala, the Ugandan giant, and The Undertaker tries to beat him, but he gets disqualified by Kimchi's interference, and then they start a feud with continues to feud with Kamala, scared of the casket, and then The Undertaker and Kamala face off against each other at Survivor Series 1992 in the coffin mask casket match. The Undertaker dominates Kamala, putting him in the casket. And then the Undertaker was supposed to start a feud with Nails, but Nails got terminated because he beat up Vince McMahon. He tried to beat up Vince McMahon over a payoff from SummerSlam 92. That's covered in an earlier video blog about Nails. Anyway, the next big feud the Undertaker gets involved with is the 8-foot giant Gonzalez El Gigante at Royal Rumble. It starts at Royal Rumble 1993. The Undertaker was dominating, throwing wrestler after wrestler out, but then the 8-foot tall giant the 8-foot giant Gonzalez comes and he dominates the Undertaker like crazy. He wasn't officially in the Royal Rumble, Giant Gonzalez. He was matched by Harvey Whippleman. Harvey Whippleman was going to bring a big bomb to the WWE, and it was Giant Gonzalez. And this feud was like 7-8 months. They had a few matches on television because Giant Gonzalez was clumsy. He was not a good worker. They had a match at WrestleMania 9, which was awful. The Undertaker wins by disqualification when Giant Gonzalez refuses chokeslam and refuses to break the choke from the Undertaker. The Undertaker is taken out on a stretcher, but he no-sells it. And then a few months later, they transfer that feud briefly to Mr. Hughes. They have Mr. Hughes attack the Undertaker and Paul Bearer on WWE Superstars, and Harvey Whippleman and Giant Gonzalez and Mr. Hughes take the urn. And some of the house shows had the Undertaker beating Mr. Hughes in casket matches. And then they have a Rest in Peace match at SummerSlam 1993 with the Undertaker against Giant Gonzalez. Paul Bearer returns. He shows up, knocks out Harvey Whippleman, takes care of the urn, reclaims the urn, and then the Undertaker flies off the top rope, pinning Giant Gonzalez 1, 2, 3 in a Rest in Peace match. And then announcers, Vince McMahon says that's the new theme mom of the WWE. The original theme mom was Superfly, but that's another story for another day. Then the Undertaker gets involved in a feud with Yokozuna, the 600-pound WWE champion. Jim Cornette and Mr. Fuji says they're not afraid of anything, but then, boom, the Undertaker comes in one of the interviews, and then they start this feud where the Undertaker stalked Yokozuna. They are part of a elimination match at Survivor Series 1993, the Forum Fanatics, Yokozuna crush Jacques and Lou Gritborga against the All-Americans with Lex Luger, the Steiner brothers, and the Undertaker. Yokozuna banzai drops the Undertaker a couple of times, but the Undertaker no-sells it. And then they get double counted out. And then they sign a match for Royal Rumble 1994. It's a casket match between the Undertaker and the Yokozuna for the WWE Championship. But the fine print was a casket match. The Yokozuna was afraid of caskets. They built a double-wide, double-deep casket. And then Yokozuna faces off against the Undertaker at Royal Rumble 1994. Originally, the plans were that the Undertaker was going to beat Yokozuna for the title and a loser to Ludwig Borger on an untelevised house show. And then Lex Luger was going to win it at WrestleMania 10, but Ludwig Borger tore his ankle at a house show at Madison Square Garden a couple of days prior, so that was scrapped. The Undertaker put Yokozuna in the casket, but 10 wrestlers came down and attacked the Undertaker, beat him up, threw him in the casket, and then the Undertaker's gone. But then the Undertaker on the Titantron says, "I will not die in peace," and then he went up in the rafters. There was an Undertaker, a wrestler dressed as the Undertaker. It was Marty Jannetty. For the next several months, the Undertaker was off television. He was recuperating from some injuries, and he was starting a family. They're running ads in April or May in WWE television about Undertaker sightings. Paul Bearer says the Undertaker thing was so, it was the trail was cold, but the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase said he found the Undertaker, and he was the man originally bringing him to it. And then they bring in a new Undertaker, but this Undertaker was a fake Undertaker, played by primetime Brian Lee, and he was a little bit shorter than Mark Calloway, and you could tell that was not the Undertaker. And they built this thing up at SummerSlam 1994. The main event was the Undertaker versus the Undertaker, and they had Leslie Nielsen searching around where this Undertaker was. I'll solve this case at SummerSlam. Very funny skits about this, but this was like, awful. And then they had the match between the Undertaker and Undertaker at SummerSlam 1994, the main event. And the fake Undertaker comes out first, and then Paul Bearer comes out, and then they wave to a new one. It was the real Undertaker, and it was a better earn. And then and this was a back and forth match. Just was awful. The Undertaker tombstones the Undertaker, but the Undertaker sits up, and then the Undertaker gives his imposter 3 tombstones, beats him 1, 2, 3, sends him into the casket, never to be heard from again. And then the Undertaker, the real one, Mark Calloway, resumes his feud with Yokozuna. He beats him decisively at 1994 Survivor Series, despite interference from IRS and also from Jeff Jarrett tried to interfere, but Chuck Norris super kicked him. Chuck Norris was law and order. And then the Undertaker gets involved in silly feuds with IRS. Royal Rumble 95, he beats him, but then he loses possession of the urn because King Kong Bundy interferes, and then Undertaker beats King Kong Bundy at WrestleMania 11, but the urn's stolen again, this time by Karma, the Supreme Fighting Machine. And they have a long-running feud. This is when the Undertaker was just basically kind of a gimmick wrestler. They feud on house shows. SummerSlam 1995. They beat each other up in a casket match, which was won by the Undertaker. And also this time the Undertaker starts a feud with King Mabel. King Mabel beat him at King of the Ring 1995 with help from Karma. And the Undertaker suffers a severe injury to his eye socket from one of Mabel's splashes, because Mabel was a very stiff worker. Undertaker was out for a few months in November of 1995, but he came with a new mask, Phantom of the Opera mask. And at Survivor Series 1995, the Undertaker's team, which included Fatu, Savio Vega, and Henry O. Godwin, beat King Mabel, Isaac Yankem, Jerry the King Lawler, and Hunter Hearst Helmsley in a Survivor Series match. Undertaker eliminated all 4 of them. And then they have a casket match at in your house, and the Undertaker beats Mabel and reclaims the casket, which was melted down to a necklace. And then the Undertaker faces off against Bret the Hitman Hart for the WWE title, Royal Rumble 1996. First time the Undertaker got a title shot in several years, and the Undertaker looked very impressive. He looked like he was going to win the WWE title with the tombstone of Bret the Hitman Hart, but Diesel pulled him out, the referee out, and the Undertaker won the match, but he didn't win the title. And then this sets up Diesel and the Undertaker feud for WrestleMania 12. Diesel said he wasn't afraid of the dark, but the Undertaker stalked him. And also at one tag team match, Diesel attacked Paul Bearer for no reason. And then at WrestleMania 12, The Undertaker beats Diesel, gives him Tombstone Pile Driver. And then the next big feud for The Undertaker was Mankind. Mankind made his debut on that Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania 12 and gives the mandible claw to The Undertaker. Beats him up. Then The Undertaker gets involved in a mini feud with Goldust. They have a casket match at In Your House Beware Dog for the Intercontinental title. Undertaker dominates the match and was really about to put in Goldust. The Mankind interfered. They put The Undertaker in the casket, and Goldust wins the match. This sets up King of the Ring 1996 with The Undertaker versus Mankind. It was an awesome match, and ending had Paul Bearer accidentally hit The Undertaker with the urn, and Mankind beat him with the mandible claw. There was rumors about dissension with The Undertaker and Paul Bearer, and they were playing it up on television. Also, the WWE magazine was reporting that, and The Undertaker and Paul Bearer were fine. Undertaker beats Goldust in a second match at In Your House International Incident by disqualification with interference by Mankind. And they sign up for a match at SummerSlam 1996. It was the Boiler Room Brawl. There were rumors around this time that The Undertaker was going to leave the WWE to go to WCW, but those rumors were untrue. Plus, also, The Undertaker, the match he wrestled at the Boiler Room Brawl 1996, he wrestled with a staph infection in his arm, which was so bad it almost amputated his arm. True story. And they filmed the Boiler Room Brawl a night before SummerSlam 1996. And when they got the okay to go to the arena, it was an awesome Boiler Room Brawl. The Undertaker was going to get the urn for Paul Bearer, but Paul Bearer was laughing. Paul Bearer was slapping The Undertaker, turned on The Undertaker, and when The Undertaker said, "Why, Paul, why?" Paul Bearer smacked The Undertaker with the urn. Mankind got the potential of the urn. He just said, "He wins the match," and the announcer says, "He broke an unbreakable bond with The Undertaker. Paul Bearer did 6 years." And then The Undertaker beats Goldust at In Your House Mind Games, the final curtain call match, and he also interferes in the Mankind Shawn Michaels match, and this sets up Mankind against The Undertaker in a Buried Alive match at In Your House 1996, October 20th. And the rules of the match, the winner would have to be buried alive. And then it was a dominating match by The Undertaker. He beats Mankind, but afterwards a masked wrestler comes in. It was the Executioner, played by Terry Gordy. And they beat up The Undertaker and Mankind and several other wrestlers, including Triple H, Justin Hawk, Bradshaw, Goldust, bury The Undertaker alive. But then The Undertaker glove comes up, and then that was really it for this Deadman period. The Undertaker would come back in a kind of a gothic looking character. That will be by the next subject of the Undertaker's run in the WWE from late 1996 through 1999. This is kind of like the gothic looking Undertaker, which I'm going to be doing Saturday. That's about it on this video blog. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. Tomorrow, 3 more video blogs coming for you. First video blog will be about Wayside Commons in Burlington, Massachusetts. Second video blog of the day will be about TSN in Canada. And third video blog of the day is my take why a lot of people single men and women assume a man or lady they like are taken. My opinion on that. And keep calm, everybody. I'm Julie Budding Guy. Wally Rose Blood, WCCOX has nice legs. Elizabeth Hart, so stunning, she's the best. Amy Sweezy's awesome, Amy. Linda Church of WPIX Channel 11 New York is such a walking cool, got the best legs in New York City by none. Barbara Gibbs of ABC 11 has a sweet Southern accent. And Ren Claire of WHGH Channel 7 Boston has the best legs in Boston. She's so sweet. And in the meantime, and between time, let's see another edition of the RVBN Rich Video Blog. Good night, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving.